Welcome back, listener viewers. Hi, Fable.
Hey.
Let's get to this. Now, this will be fun. Alright, we were fighting some kind of stone golem in the gardens, and we were talking about, activism and bandwidth for activism. And, let's just pick up where we left off, if you can.
Yeah, like in particular, we were talking about the role of allies in specifically those cases where the problem is inescapable to whoever you are fighting for at the time. In terms of like that it's kind of this dual functioning kind of thing where you have to not only just fight the fight and protest and a lot of times educate, even though you shouldn't have to, people where you can, but also like serving to both protect and actually uplift people for whom these oppressive problems are unavoidable. So like both helping us like get back on our feet, and making sure that we have safe places. Sometimes we need to like talk about problems. Sometimes we need to, just not be alone. A lot of times, it sounds like a simple, friendly thing, but honestly, it makes a very big difference. I was like, I've talked to you about this, and I also talked to Lauren about like especially the race stuff in particular. And while I was talking with both of you, one, I felt I felt weird about like offloading so much stress, and I'm so grateful that both of you were so willing to just listen, because that makes a huge difference. It means that I'm not bottling, keeps me a bit healthier.
Yeah.
And it's weird because especially when I talk to Lauren, she's my wife, I get very personal, and I kind of realized just how little I talk about my own struggles with racial stuff. And how isolated that can make me feel. And that wears away at people, like not only me, but it's
yeah, for sure.
Oh god, I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Just having both discourse and, again, like being comfortable enough to let out what needs to be let out, and not feel like there's any danger of being attacked. Just makes a huge difference. More often than not, I think, when it comes to allyship, a lot of it comes down to what would a good friend do? Good friends defend each other. They hear out problems, offer advice when bidden. If someone were to, they try to make each other feel safe wherever they are, and will defend each other. Like, that's what it comes down to. It's not as much a classification of, well, there's you and there's me and I need to do this and you need to do that and you don't understand. It's like, of course there's only so much that anyone can understand about anyone else. There's no need to be aggressive about it. The point is that,
yeah,
God damn it, someone's at least making the effort. And that means something. Both trusting someone to try and make the effort and the effort itself and learning from that. Oh God, there was a phrase we were talking about earlier. I can't remember what it was. Shit. Someone said that something was ableist, and we both like thought about it for a second. Then we were like, actually, yeah.
The sort of meme phrase, "Did I stutter?"
Yes.
Like,
so like that kind of spirit of just like listening to the thing and the immediate validation, right? That's a very good thing that allies can do. And that is like kind of more unique, like that only allies can do. That's special. And doing that both in private and public, it just changes the atmosphere. And you know, as we continue and as we can make the world more like this, okay, it's faster now. Oh,
Garner's using Bring the Bees!
Fucker. No, and the more places that we can make safe, and eventually the more people that we can just... The more people who are allies and who are good friends, then the better the world will become. Like, ultimately, a lot of times when you're trying to instill social change, like, you get labels for the people who are instilling said change. But what you really want is for that to just become the normal and not become a thing. So people kind of assume, you know, of course you're a feminist, because if you're not, you're like a, you know, just a straight up sexist or something. Like that terminology becoming normalized and just accepted. And there are other practices that hopefully will just become normal and accepted, as opposed to being weird. So like, just immediately, if everyone's giving their pronouns off the bat, then it means that no attention is being brought to anyone who's had to change their pronouns and realize something about their identity. It lets us feel normal.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Kind of brings back the idea, like, well, like I said with diabetes, is like, what would help me is if I was able to spend time not remembering I have diabetes. I feel like it's gotta, to a degree, be the same for a lot of other problems out there.
Oh yeah.
Like,
it's a lot of it comes down to just being with the person and not being an outsider, if that makes sense. It's the difference between sympathy and empathy. And then going the extra step further with compassion. Sympathy is feeling for someone. Empathy is being in the same boat and feeling with them. Compassion is basically applied empathy. And going all the way into that. And more often than not, again, a good ally is just being a good person and a good friend. The only difference is that it's doing those things in an active way. with more people. It's forward, even though some people, disagree. So yeah, that. I hope that all of my talking has made some sense. I feel like I probably talked myself in circles a little bit. But
Oh, it certainly made sense to me. Like, this is the sort of thing, like, I mean, my general philosophy is... Whoop, I wasn't paying attention. Crap. I'll have to resurrect Purdy. My general philosophy around these things is, like, it's not necessarily your job to teach me, it's my job to learn, but when you do teach me, it gives me a better understanding of what I can do to help.
yeah.
And I appreciate that.
So with coming out, that has been a challenge.
I can't imagine.
Because there's only so many people you want to actively tell before it feels like you are a circus monkey being paraded around and like needing to be judged and then validated and approved with literally every person. And it's very stressful. And oh my God, Lauren has been an absolute lifesaver. And that, like, especially for her family, she's been the one who's just filled them in instead of me having to go every single time. It's so helpful.
I didn't realize I could make it trigger its own traps. That's excellent.
Oh, sorry. That's cool. No, but yeah, like stuff like that. Oh my God. And like tying into something we were talking about earlier with ignorance, that you see some people take your philosophy to heart in terms of education, and a lot of people who just straight up start asking a bunch of really obnoxious questions, and it's like, hey, I'm a person, not an encyclopedia. Certainly not an outdated encyclopedia that you need to question everything on. And one of the things, like, okay, I disagree politically with a lot of stuff that my grandmother-in-law thinks, and that's fine or whatever. But like, I will give her this much credit, right? So Lauren tells her about the whole non-binary thing, and her immediate response as an old lady, right, was to take out her phone and Google it.
Delightful.
I appreciate the hell out of that. Like, after that, if she doesn't understand everything, she might ask me or Lauren about something. And, if she needs clarification on how things are for me, because, like, non-binary is a very big term.
It's not a one shoe fits all. Yeah.
There's everything from, like, completely agender to gender fluid. Like, and so, like, it can get complex. And asking about specifics, that's fine, because, like, okay, that there are some things you won't know except for, like, asking the specific person. But just making the effort of education, such a big thing.
We won.
Awesome.
Woo.
Aha.
Ooh. Windbound said that something dangerous was coming. I have a feeling you all are not what she meant. Professor Everley, we need your help. Ildra, she needs your help. You're a professor now, Ima. Ifig is fine. Of course. What has happened?
About that.
Please believe us. It's urgent. Don't worry, Petronella. I believe you. Oh. This is my fault. Baldervinia has worked so hard to protect this school, and she's suffered in silence all these years. That's not your fault, Ifig. In part it is. I've known of her past, her pain. But I did not know how to help her heal, to forgive herself. Pouring herself into her work and to the school. That was her way of coping. For a while I believed it worked. But it was never a solution. When you spend so much of your life suffering, you become an expert at concealing it. I was complicit, even if deep down I knew it would only get worse. She doesn't know about the sapling, about what will happen, but we can't get to her. Her bearers are too powerful. It pains me to ask you to betray her trust, but I beg of you, if there is a way we can weaken her, we must know it. It pains me too. But to save the school and her, I will tell you. I only hope she forgives me after this is all over. What must we do? She had a way of dumbing her pain. A spell she used to draw it from her body, to seal it away.
That sounds like blood magic.
I am surprised you know that, Berticia. She had a secret room, accessible only through the library stacks. Ah, that's the stacks.
Okay.
Place she went when her pain overwhelmed her. Her reading room.
The stacks. I've seen her go in and out before. I've heard it's restricted, even to most of the faculty.
The stacks have been closed off for a long time. It is a dark and dangerous place, even for a skilled magician. And with the way things are now, I fear what you may find. But we must go, please. I cannot stop you. Not knowing that what you find there will help you. But I'm scared of what it will cost her. We will be careful, I promise. We don't want to hurt her, we just want to free the sapling. I will tell you the words to enter the stacks. But I will not accompany you. I must head to the spell tower. Val needs me more than ever. Interesting.
Huh. So now we will head to the stacks.
Yes, once we... Okay, good. I thought I was going to get lost on the way to finding the tree. You know, it occurs to me that the library is like a significant portion of the school. Actually, it's not quite as big as I expected, or that I thought, but yeah, it's a big part of the school. And we've got vendors.
Lots of vendors.
Hey, you're heading up to the stacks, aren't you? Be careful. I'm getting really bad vibes from that place. I completely forgot what I did for her voice. The True Diamond. Ooh, that sounds cool.
Looks like it's a give and take for everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Britisha, though. I wonder.
Still no.
I wonder if that's where Eldra is. And that does look like blood. I'm just saying. Let's see. What? The stacks? You'll find me all kinds of places, but I won't be caught dead in there. Ghosts who go in there don't come out. I see. Alright, let's take a little dive in here. Into the stacks. Oh, this is terrifying. I love it.
Oh boyo.
Book of Love. Restore entire party's HP by 20. Nice.
That'll be helpful.
Another shiny gem. I think we're at 7 now. Bothers me that I can't see any enemies. That's probably a shortcut to get back. The entrance to the basement is blocked by a strange pulsing seal.
Huh. Okay then.
Huh.
What are we missing?
Well, there's definitely... Oh.
This is going to be trickier to navigate than we thought. We should keep an eye out for secret passages and shelves. Okay. Noted.
I guess this. Oh, look at the ghost in the back.
Yeah, I know. It looks cool. I was waiting to see like what it did though.
So far, nothing.
Scratch. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like the movement.
Reminds me of a Heartless.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm wondering what's gonna happen with this. It intrigues me that so she went somewhere else, and so that makes me wonder about what we're going to find in here. If we're going to find Saf, if we're going to find Eldra, like, or if there's more to the secret that we're going to figure out, like.
Yeah.
How exactly this unfolds now that we actually kind of have an idea of what's going on. from this side.
At least they told us this time. Okay.
So it's like, oh. Okay.
It's just a hand.
The sprites and the enemies in here are really cool.
Yeah. Sufficiently creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I managed to hit everyone.
Huh.
I am thinking... Let's see. This is going to be a particular maze for us to get through. So I am actually starting to think we should call it here and pick our exploration of the stacks up. And the next step, let's talk to this thing.
Oh.
I see.
Can oh shit, he can't do it again. Okay.
Okay. Let's handle this puzzle and then we'll probably call it an episode.
Okay. It's just a memorization game.
Yeah. I forget where it is.
That's up. Shit. It's up like before that scratch, and then you go to the scratch.
Okay. Remember the second half for me.
I will do my best to. Scratch, wall, around, down. Okay.
So it should be this, that. Then before the scratch.
Before the scratch, up. Then to the wall. Then all the way up. Then to the stack. Like all the way to like the X thing. Then down 2 squares. Then around to where he is. Yeah.
Nice.
And
oh yeah, our reward
with
for doing that correctly was a fight.
Fine, you asshole.
Oh, God, we'll call it an episode here.
Bitch. Alright, I guess we'll get into whatever room and then that'll be it. Or, assuming he's guarding a room. We're gonna have a few of these because we saw more, like, phantoms like him in the other rooms. Except we did not confront them.
Mainly because I was trying to find my way back to the cat.
Yeah.
But this one just seemed too interesting to ignore.
I will say, it's interesting to have a fight that we initiate instead of them like noticing us and running up to us.
Yeah.
I like the little bit of diversity there.
Yeah.
No, I am. So
shows that we are the true monsters.
There are so many good cartoons now.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot.
There have always been good cartoons. Roommates and I were watching the old Batman animated series, and that was surprisingly
Jesus
complex.
Christ!
Yikes! So clock. That's just a bunch of blood.
That
squishes when you walk on it. Thanks, I hate it.
I guess we'll call that an episode, guys.
Yeah, and with that, we'll call it an episode. I'm probably gonna title this one "Maritte Used Her Knife."
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Lights.